Previously, on keeping up with the Kenya Kwanza government.
But you cannot use your PA to order me around.
This is why President William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua will never forgive each other. Now, if forgiveness is divine, then President William Ruto must be mortal, very mortal, because when it comes to his former deputy, Rigathi Gachagua, he's clearly opted for revenge over virtue.
I don't fight anybody. He says that I was fighting Farouk Kibet. Farouk Kibet is not a small man. He is a co-president in this country.
Unlike Raila Odinga, who has perfected the art of political resurrection and unexpected bromance, Ruto seems hell-bent on turning Gashagua into his eternal enemy. And these are three reasons why the two will never be friends again.
What the people are saying, not just in the mountain, but across the whole country, they are saying, don't say it anymore, just do it, and they are saying, do what Mwai Kibaki did.
Just hours after what was supposed to be a serene Sunday service at PCEA Kasarani turned into a political ambush, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua came out swinging like a man possessed, not with the demons, but the gods of revenge.
How do you explain I'm not the Deputy President? I hold no office in this country. Every talk, in every meeting, the whole country is about Rigiji. You cannot talk a man. Everybody is talking about a man who is nothing.
In a blistering live interview that quickly turned into a verbal WWE match, Gashagua returned fire with a vengeance that scorched all the way to the gates of Statehouse. Most notably, an alleged phone recording of President Ruto attempting to bribe him to step down as deputy president, effectively torching Ruto's earlier claims that Gashagua had in fact asked him for 10 billion Kenyan shillings to walk away from the deputy presidential seat.
I have not talked after he has talked.
So your claims are true?
I said he talked to me. He sent a very senior officer in government. When he called me myself when we disagreed and said, I cannot work with you. I would like you to resign. And if you don't, I'll impeach you. And later on in the interview, I'll tell you why we disagreed. And he said, instead of you going home empty-handed, and since you assisted me, I would like you to go with your retirement package, and I can get you some money to get you started off, like 1.5, 2 billion. I told him to go to hell. I'm not interested. I'm priceless. And that kind of money, I have. You know how much I funded your campaign. I am not a man to be given 2 billion shillings. You know what the kind of money I am into. And therefore, I said, fine. He sent a very senior officer to come and see me. On Thursday, when the National Assembly resolved that I should be impeached by going to the Senate, that Friday morning, he sent a very senior officer to come and see me. And he gave me his terms. And again, it's my ethics because I don't record people. I recorded that conversation, giving me that offer from the president. I have that record. Okay?
So the
following day,
speaking for the president.
Yeah, he sent me. The following day.
But the burden of proof lies with the accuser.
No problem. The following day, he told the officer I should go and have a discussion with him. And I refused to go to Statehouse. He suggested I go to his hotel, the Western Hotel. I refused. And we met somewhere along Statehouse Road in one of the safe houses run by the National Intelligence Service. And between me, that officer, and myself, we had a discussion with the president. Again, I recorded that conversation for posterity because I know William Ruto. I put it on record. Again, he gave me that offer. I told him I'll think about it. I didn't want to have a fight with him because it was not necessary. That officer persuaded me that I should listen to the president. And because he's a man from home, he said, it doesn't matter, whatever it is, just listen to what he has to say.
By halftime of the interview, the atmosphere had shifted from tell me more to bro, hii imetosha. Political grenades were flying and verbal bullets ricocheted through the studio.
I don't fight anybody. He says that I was fighting Farouk Kibet. Farouk Kibet is not a small man. He is a co-president in this country. Farouk Kibet runs the government. Everybody reports to him. The Inspector General of Police, the head of public service, cabinet ministers. William Ruto issues instructions to cabinet ministers through Farouk Kibet. Ministers tremble at his very sight. So, Kibet wanted to give instructions to Gachagua. Gachagua was elected by the people of Kenya alongside William Ruto. There is no way I would have allowed Kibet to give instructions to me. And let me tell you, Rogers, Kibet was trying to run my office, make appointments for people to come and see me. And initially, I thought it's okay, maybe that's how William Ruto wants us to work. Until I learned that Kibet was collecting money from people to come and see me, and I have nothing to give them in return. And I went and I told the president, Mr. President, I'm your principal assistant. Please, your personal assistant cannot give me instructions. And if you want to give me any instructions, you give them yourself and I obey them to the letter. But you cannot use your PA to order me around. And your PA is taking advantage to make money from people. And I told you, Mr. President, for your information, because I'm your advisor in this matter, I will be failing in my duty if I don't advise you and tell you what is happening.
Okay.
All the people Kibet is clearing to come and see you, he's collecting money. And there's hue and cry in town. And Statehouse is getting very disrespected because it has become a center of corruption. All appointments of people coming to see you, Kibet is collecting money. And Mr. President, I think you need to check this. But if you want to continue with it, tell him to keep off my office.
So brutal was Gashagua against Ruto to the extent where Ruto's digital general Dennis Itumbi couldn't take it anymore. He parachuted into the live stream, perhaps hoping to jot down notes before firing back with a digital counter-attack.
Everybody, nobody in the cabinet can face William Ruto. I was the only person. So what was happening is that where people felt things are not going well, they would come and see me. They told me that internationally it is unwise for the Kenyan government to acknowledge or recognize Kosovo.
But Gashagua wasn't done. He took aim at Ruto's international escapades, accusing the president of striking shady deals with controversial leaders, from president of Kosovo to Sudan's RSF warlord Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo.
Kosovo. And that will create us problems internationally. And they say, we want you to talk to the president, because none of us can talk to him because he's adamant that we need to recognize Kosovo and it will create us international problems. And I went to see the president, and I said, Mr. President, senior officials from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs have come to see me over this matter. And he was mad. He was in a rage. He wanted to know who they are. I said, I cannot tell you because you'll fire them. But this is information. Please don't do it. It will soil our image. He said, go to hell. I am the president. I make decisions in this country. And if you don't like it, you can quit this government. And Regadi, please keep off foreign affairs. I said, Mr. President, these are concerns that have been raised to me. This is about our image internationally. Yeah, and I think it is only fair that you listen to me. Only for me to come and realize later that the president and the president of Kosovo are having a business deal in Mombasa, over a hotel in Mombasa.
Which hotel is this?
Let me give you the name. It's just it's escaping my
Now we're
mind.
talking. Okay.
It's escaping my mind, and so because of commercial interests, yeah, by the president. Commercial interest by the president. As a country now, you have heard what has happened. Zambia is up in arms. Moscow is up in arms. It's the Dolphin Hotel.
In Mombasa.
The Dolphin Hotel is a joint venture between President William Ruto and the president of Kosovo. And because of the president's commercial and selfish interests, we are now in trouble with Serbia. We are in trouble with Russia. I mean, this is not right, you know. And he really hated me for raising that matter.
Okay.
And he was very bitter. Again, you know, he's also interfering with the DRC. And I can confirm that he is creating problems in DRC through involvement with M23 because of his interest in gold business in the DRC. And as the chairman of the East African community, William Ruto cannot solve any problem in this region because he is an interested party because of commercial interest. And that is why you found that our embassy in Kinshasa was attacked by the people of that country because of our involvement, you know, in the internal affairs of that country and involvement with the rebel movement against a legally established government.
Right.
So these are things that the president and I were disagreeing from time to time. Because I told him, you know, again, people from foreign affairs came to see me. I went to see him. Again, he really told me off, you know, and told me to keep off foreign affairs and leave it to him and the Minister for Foreign Affairs. I said, Mr. President, this has to do with the stability of our region. So I want to say to us, the international community, to put an eye on this country. We are not going to have peace and security in this region unless they rein in on the impunity of William Ruto and his appetite for commercial ventures in the region. Because of his appetite for commercial ventures, he is putting the country in an embarrassing diplomatic position and is endangering peace and security within the region. And these are things I raised with the president because nobody else could face him.
Now let that sink in. From church ambush to international intrigue in under 48 hours. Do you think these two will ever forgive each other? Leave your thoughts on our comment section. That is it for now. Thanks for watching. Let's meet next time. Bye-bye.